there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you another way you can use your stamping gear. So if you watched my video previous to this one, I think it's the one right before this one, you'll see that I showed you how to use the brand new stamping gear from Ink and Inkadoo. So basically, with that tool, it helps you make really evenly spaced stamped medallions and doilies and stuff like that. It's very cool and awesome and so much fun. And before this came out, I was so excited for it that I even made a homemade version, and that video is also on my YouTube channel, or you can find it on my blog, thefrugalcrafter.wordpress.com, if you want to check that out. But then I got to thinking, you know, I love these circles. They're gorgeous. They're so much fun, but boy, oh boy, do I wish I could stamp a background, you know, a nice gridded background and have it not look horrible. I have a hard time lining things up. I'm a random person. I like organic shapes, and I tend to think that way too, apparently, because I can stamp a random background, but lined up, it just falls to pieces. It looks awkward and awful. So what I did was I took a piece of foam core. This is just like the foam core you get at the dollar store. This is a scrap left over. I had in my scrap bin. You could use a piece of cardboard. It doesn't have to be foam core. Foam core is nice. And then what I did was I made little marks every inch. This is a 14-inch long by 2-inch deep piece of foam core, and I made marks every 1 inch, and then I traced the little triangle on this paddle on every mark, and I cut it out with these scissors. They're my KAI scissors. They're the ones I use for cutting my rubber stamps. If you don't have that, you can use a craft knife. And then I'm going to show you how to use it so you can make some really great evenly spaced backgrounds. I think Ink and Inkadoo should come up with a plastic one, because wouldn't that be cool to go with your stamping gear? I think they should hire me for product development. I wonder if they think so. They probably are going to file a restraining order against this crazy lady that keeps doing videos on their stamping stuff. Alright, so anyway, what you want to do is ink up your stamp and then kind of guide the tip of your mount into the slot. I'm doing every other one. I made a little fingerprint dot on every other notch just so I'd have that for reference. And then you want to kind of figure out where you want your next row to be, and I'm just sliding this straight up and making sure that they're about the same. They look about the same. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my next row. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, then I'm going to slide her up again. If I can remember, like how far I could see beyond the notches, that really helps me line up. But if I just kind of hover my stamp paddle and see about where I want it to stamp, that works really well too. Now I'm very excited because I've never been able to stamp a decent background. I've tried using a light box and putting a grid behind it, and it just eludes me. I just can't seem to get a decent background. So this really saves me a lot of time and paper, and it's fabulous. And I'm just using some junk old letterhead. I will take anybody's old letterhead off their hands and use it for my scrap. So there you go. Look at that. It's evenly spaced. I could go in with a little stamp, just you know, eyeball it and stamp in between there, and it looked great. So there we go. There is how you use the one with the Ink and Inkadoo. But let's say you watched my video on making your own stamping gear, and you decided, which is this lovely lid with notches all the way around it, very, very fancy. So you decided that you wanted to go that route and you want to make one for that. So here I have a piece of plexiglass with a popsicle stick duct tape to it. You'll remember that from my old video, my Crafty MacGyver video. And I did the same thing. I made a mark every inch and I traced the popsicle stick and then I just cut it out. And this is how you use this one. Same way, same idea. Now I think that if you had a thinner piece of plexiglass, like from an old picture frame, it would work better because this is really kind of thick, and it kind of is hard to, it doesn't want to really butt up against the edge with that stamp in there. It's alright, it works fine. But if you're making it, you know, from scratch, I would use a thinner piece of plexiglass, like from an old picture frame, or maybe even some plastic packaging, if you have it. And I'm doing the same thing, I'm just sliding up my little jig, and I am stamping some more. Very, very easy to do. I'm really excited because I don't have a talent for keeping things geometric and lined up. I'm very random in the way I work, so this really is going to help me out a lot. And it's easy and it's fun. And isn't it fun to have a new tool that you don't have to buy, that you can make yourself and that works really good? I think so. Get the edge of that there. There you go, see? Evenly stamped any way you look at it. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting!